Every time Thanos almost lost isn't just a theory. It's the hidden truth Marvel never showed. The Avengers almost beat Thanos multiple times, and the Mad Titan survived by inches, luck, and pure timing. Behind every swing, every spell, every blast, there were moments he nearly failed. Moments that could have rewritten the entire MCU. From alternate timelines to secret weak spots, to the battles where the Avengers had victory in their hands, this is the breakdown Marvel doesn't want you to forget. If you love this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For all the fear, all the legends, all the inevitable talk, Thanos was never the flawless warlord he pretended to be. Yes, he was strong enough to fold gods, crush armies, and bend realities. But underneath the armor, the Mad Titan carried cracks big enough for defeat to slip through. His first weakness? Ego. Thanos never believed anyone was truly on his level. That's why he let opponents stand, talk, fight, monologue, and attack instead of ending them instantly. In battle, that arrogance cost him seconds. And with Thanos, seconds were lethal. Then there's rage, the one emotion he couldn't control. Every time someone insulted his destiny, he lashed out with sloppy swings and brute force attacks. On Titan, Wanda, Cap, and Iron Man all exploited that rage, pushing him off balance more than fans realize. And the most surprising weak spot? Sentimentality. Thanos claimed he was above emotion, but losing Gamora broke him in ways he never understood. His judgment blurred. His focus slipped. From that moment on, he wasn't the calculating Titan. He was a wounded god desperately proving a point. These weren't minor flaws. These were openings. And each one created moments. Tiny, blink-and-you-miss-it windows, where Thanos could have been defeated long before the final snap. Before the Battle of Titan, before Wakanda, before the snap, Thanos almost died in the first 10 minutes of Infinity War. And the craziest part? Hardly anyone talks about it. It starts with the Hulk fight, a distraction. Hulk charges blind with raw fury, and Thanos beats him not with power, but with precision. But here's the hidden detail. Thanos walked out of that fight injured. His guard was down. His focus was on claiming the Space Stone, not on defending himself from a lethal strike. Enter Thor. The god of thunder, already enraged after losing half his people, hit Thanos with the kind of attack that should have ended the movie instantly. Thor's first lightning strike blew the Titan backward. The second one staggered him. And when Thor hurled Stormbreaker into his chest later in the film, fans forget something important. Thor had that same shot right here. Same rage, same power, same vengeance. So why didn't he finish it? Because he hesitated. He tried to save the remaining Asgardians first. He focused on protecting instead of executing. And that single strategic miscalculation, mercy before murder, rescue before revenge, gave Thanos the breathing room he needed to teleport away with the Tesseract. 2 seconds, 1 strike. Thor could have ended the Infinity Saga before it even began. If there was one Avenger who never fought Thanos with fists, fear, or fury, it was Doctor Strange. He fought him with strategy, cold, cosmic, mathematical strategy. Strange didn't walk onto Titan hoping to win. He walked in already knowing when, where, and how Thanos could be defeated. That famous moment, sitting cross-legged, eyes glowing, scanning 14,605 possible futures, wasn't just fan service. It was a trap being built in real time. Strange wasn't looking for victory. He was searching for Thanos' blind spots. And buried inside all those futures was the secret. Thanos was powerful, but predictable. Strange nearly outmaneuvered him multiple times on Titan. The mirror dimension-style illusions, designed to confuse Thanos' senses, the crimson bands of Sidorak, a direct counter to brute strength. The clones, a distraction to push Thanos into a mistake. And here's the wild part. He did push him. For a moment, Thanos fell for the time loop feint. He expected Strange to use the Time Stone in the same reactive way he used it against Dormammu. But Strange didn't. He let Thanos think he was winning. Why? Because Strange trapped Thanos in the only timeline where the Avengers eventually win. He didn't lose that fight. He placed his piece on the one square where Thanos couldn't see checkmate coming. Of all the Avengers who fought Thanos, only Tony Stark managed something no one else did. He forced the Mad Titan to respect him. And that fight on Titan, One man versus a god with 4 Infinity Stones revealed just how close Thanos came to losing everything. From the first hit, Thanos wasn't expecting Stark's new nanotech suit. Every transformation, blade, battering ram, repulsor cannon, caught him off guard. For the first time in the entire Infinity Saga, Thanos looked surprised. Not afraid, but undeniably startled. And then it happened. The hesitation. Tony's nanoblade formed and drove straight toward Thanos' neck. Not the chest, not the arm. The neck. The one area Thanos repeatedly guarded during every major battle. For a split second, Thanos froze. His eyes widened. He stepped back. That single moment, that microsecond of shock, is the closest Thanos came to being killed before Endgame. Fans still debate it. If Tony had 5% more nanotech left, that blade would have cut deep enough to end the Titan. But Tony was running out of suit material. Every hit, every shield, every counter exhausted his armor. Thanos realized it and pressed harder, finally stabbing Tony only after confirming Stark was nearly spent. Iron Man didn't lose that duel. He forced a god to bleed, and to fear what a human could do. There's a moment in Infinity War that still drives fans insane. Not because it was dramatic, but because it was the closest the Avengers ever came to defeating Thanos cleanly. No time stone tricks, no snap reversals, no sacrifices, just teamwork, timing, and a perfect plan that actually worked. On Titan, the team had Thanos immobilized, blinded, restrained, and mentally overwhelmed. Spider-Man had the gauntlet halfway off. Iron Man had synced his attacks with Strange. Drax and Mantis held the Titan steady. Even Thanos knew he was in trouble. His breathing changed, his arm dipped, and the stones dimmed under the restraint. And then, Star-Lord learned the truth about Gamora. His heartbreak detonated into rage. One punch, just one. And the trap shattered like glass. Thanos woke up. The gauntlet slid back into place. And the entire universe shifted onto a new timeline. But here's the wild part. Alternate outcome theories show that even with Star-Lord's outburst, if just one Avenger reacted 1 second faster, if Tony launched a stun blast, if Peter webbed his arm, if Strange used the Eldritch Whip, they still could have pulled the gauntlet off. This wasn't a loss, it was a near victory. A timeline where the Avengers actually had Thanos beaten and let him slip away by inches. Of all the heroes who faced Thanos, only one managed to drag him to his knees, not once, but twice. And she did it without the full Infinity Stones, without backup, and without hesitation. Wanda Maximoff wasn't just powerful, she was the only character Thanos openly feared. The first time came in Infinity War. As Thanos marched through Wakanda, Wanda stood between him and the Mind Stone. She held him back with one hand while destroying the stone with the other. Think about that. She was stopping a fully armed Thanos while simultaneously killing the person she loved. And Thanos couldn't break her. He strained. He stumbled. He looked genuinely shocked. That's raw power. The second confrontation in Endgame is even more brutal. Wanda descends like a storm, grabs Thanos, and begins tearing him apart molecule by molecule. Armor crumpled, weapons snapped, and Thanos, the self-proclaimed inevitable god, panicked. He didn't fight back. He didn't counter. He screamed, "Rain fire!" because he knew Wanda was seconds away from ending him permanently. No other Avenger forced Thanos into desperation. No one else made him call in a strike that nearly killed his own army. Wanda didn't almost beat Thanos. She overpowered him so completely that he only survived by breaking his own battlefield. The Battle of Wakanda is remembered for chaos, desperation, and last-minute heroics. But buried inside that storm is the moment Thanos was the most vulnerable he had ever been. His late arrival wasn't confidence. It was a tactical risk that could have cost him everything. The Wakandan forces, the Avengers, and the remaining defenders had already burned through half his army by the time he stepped through the portal. By arriving late, Thanos gave Wanda and Vision something no enemy ever had: a window. A small, fragile, heartbreaking window where destroying the Mind Stone could actually end the fight before he entered it. Vision was seconds from death. Wanda was seconds from succeeding. And Thanos, still outside the battlefield, had no time stone reversal, no psychological advantage, no knowledge of the emotional landmine he was walking into. If Thor had appeared even 30 seconds earlier, the entire battle shifts. Stormbreaker would have hit Thanos before he acquired the last stone. Wanda's energy surge would have blown the gauntlet apart, and the combined attack of Thor, Wanda, Cap, and Hulkbuster could have ended the Titan before he ever clenched his fist. Wakanda wasn't a defeat, it was a near victory. A moment where timing, heartbreak, and heroism aligned just enough to prove Thanos was not untouchable. Just incredibly, unbelievably lucky. No moment in Endgame hit harder, emotionally or physically, than Captain America lifting Mjolnir. Up to that point, Thanos fought with arrogance. He faced gods and kings without blinking. But the instant he saw Cap wielding the hammer, his entire posture shifted. His eyes widened, his footing tightened. For the first time, Thanos understood the battlefield could turn against him. Cap wasn't supposed to have that power. He wasn't supposed to hit that hard, block that well, or summon lightning like a Norse god. And yet there he was, a super soldier who suddenly punched at god-tier level. Cap put Thanos on the defensive, something almost no one else accomplished. Thanos swung harder, faster, sloppier, not because he wanted to end the fight quickly, but because Cap was genuinely overwhelming him. Each hit from Mjolnir shook the Titan more than blows from Hulk or Thor. Each shield strike destabilized his stance. Cap nearly broke Thanos' rhythm entirely. And rhythm was what Thanos depended on in close combat. For a brief, electrifying stretch of the battle, Cap stood alone against the armies of a warlord from another universe and didn't flinch. If Thanos hadn't managed to shatter the shield when he did, one more clean hit from Mjolnir might have been enough to change the entire war. Captain America didn't just inspire hope. He made Thanos doubt himself. The Avengers didn't beat Thanos by overpowering him. They beat him because Tony Stark found the one opening where a god could bleed and took it. Thanos wasn't unstoppable, he was lucky. Until the moment he wasn't.